Shaukat.
A very good morning to you. You are watching the Newsline on TV1. As the theme of our show mentioned, Mr. Shaukat Ali could not be here with us this morning as well. He is on holiday for the season. But let me give you a small brief of what we will be discussing today. This government has been in power for almost 2 years now. It will be 2 years next year, January 8th. What has the government done? Was there a reduction in corruption? Was there good governance as they promised? We have United National Party member joining us, the Member of Parliament, Mr. Harchana Rajakarna. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you.
Mr. Rajakarna, at the outset, let me ask you, you have been very active when it comes to the United National Party during the election campaign. The people of Gampaha, Dompe in your electorate, they had a massive push for you, and then you eventually ended up in Parliament. What do you think the people of those areas think of you now? Have you done what you went into Parliament for?
Actually, I got the highest number of votes as a newcomer from the whole country, from the UMP, and I'm ever so grateful for all who helped me to achieve that from Gampaha district. Getting back to your question, I think we have done quite a lot. Expectations are very high, I will have to say. Expectations are very high and very hard to meet. But over the last 1.5 years, though though President Maithripala Sirisena was elected on the 8th of January, actually the government was formed with a majority in the Parliament on the 17th of August. So it's almost 2 years for the presidency and about 1.5 years as a government. So I was elected to the Parliament on the 17th of August, and before that I was twice a member of the Western Provincial Council, and I was in the opposition then. So especially when it comes to my electorate, which is Dompe electorate, we have not had a member of the Parliament for 15 years.
Yes.
Since my father moved to Attanagalla in 2000. So though he was living in Dompe electorate, he was the organizer for Attanagalla towards his latter. He started his career in Dompe. So there was quite a gap without a parliamentarian, which was 15 years.
Yeah.
And I had to fill quite 15 years of lack of development.
Yes.
So I'm actually very happy when it comes to rural development, that we have been able to do a lot within the 1.5 years.
Right.
When it comes to development, especially, the megapolis ministry, we have been able to allocate quite a lot of funds, and for each Gram Seva Kottase, we have given 1 million for infrastructure development, and also we have been getting quite a lot of funds from other ministries, so that within this 1.5 years, I think people are quite satisfied when it comes to development. Yes.
Now, MP Rajakarna, when you were in the opposition, as you said, even when you were in the provincial council level, you were very vocal about what was going on during the Mahinda Rajapaksa government. You came out and spoke of corruption, you came out and spoke of everything that the government did wrong, you raised your voice where it was needed. But people are of the view now, even today when I was coming into work, people are of the view now that the youth of the United National Party, yourself and a few others, are silent of what's happening when this government is in power. Am I right in saying this?
No, you are right in a certain way. I have to admit that it is purely because of it's not that we are silent. You know, we are silent when it comes to the media,
Right.
when it comes to the outside world.
Right.
But within us, you know, I believe that there should be discipline within a party.
Yeah.
And especially when we are in government, we can't blame our government, you know, outside. I don't believe in that.
Right.
I think we should raise issues, we should fight within the closed doors.
Right. So there are problems within the government that you have to fight for.
Absolutely, absolutely, and which we do, and that is not seen outside, but within our group meetings, within our electorate organizers meetings, at Sirikota, at parliamentary premises.
Right.
I have to say that our opinion can be easily spoken about, and it is being heard, and we have that democracy within the party, and we do raise these issues quite often.
Is it because you speak MP that you don't have receiving the highest number of votes from your electorate? Is this the reason why you don't have a ministerial post or a deputy ministerial post?
No, I think that it was a policy decision that the first time parliamentarians from the UMP were not given any portfolios.
So you think you will be able to receive a ministerial portfolio when it comes to the second round?
More than I think, I hope.
You hope. No, now another problem is MP Rajakarna, the government seems to be doing the same things the previous government was doing.
That's the criticism that we are facing, but
you don't agree?
I don't agree 100%.
Right.
I have to say, within this short period of time, we have done a lot when it comes to change in many segments. When you say, let's talk about freedom of media.
Right.
I know that there are isolated issues. There, for example, what happened in Hambantota at the port. There are isolated issues, and they are not government-sponsored issues. Right? So, for example, it is media, freedom of media, where I think has improved drastically, and freedom of speech when it comes to opposition political parties, where they are able to speak their opinion, where they are able to have meetings and so on.
Yeah.
That is the freedom part. And also when it comes to say not politicizing institutions, say for example the police.
Right.
The first thing government we are used to is when a government changes, that the OICs in respective police stations are changed. But we have to admit that it's not the case now. There is a commission, and everything is done through the commission, and it's not politicized. So when it comes to judiciary, the culture was changed from where even the courts and the judges were pressurized in the previous government. So I think there are quite a lot of significant factors which can be a tremendous foundation for a country, and we have been able to handle that quite well. I think the physical things that we can see will come in the next couple of years, and it would take a bit longer than we would hope. So we can't say that things are the same. We can't. I don't agree on that. I think we have done quite a lot, but there's a lot more to do.
MP Rajakarna, what was promised to the people by the United National Party, even when you were contesting? I remember you were also saying to the people that good governance will be ensured, transparency will be ensured. You at the outset said that the expectations are high, but these were the expectations that you yourself set.
Absolutely.
When it comes to transparency, the issue of the Hambantota port wouldn't have arisen if there was proper transparency as to how the bidder, the final buyer was selected. There was no international bid. There are a number of issues there as well. When it comes to matters like you spoke about politicizing, you said you would not appoint OICs to the police station, but the Prime Minister appoints the governor of the central bank as soon as he comes into power. So things are there that are significantly bad as well.
Yeah, we have to appoint a governor for the central bank when the government changes. There's nothing wrong in that.
Yeah.
And what happened afterwards, when there was an issue, he was taken off and a new person was appointed, and there was quite a fair, which I am a member of the COPE as well.
Yes.
Where there was a very fair hearing, and we all gave our recommendations unanimously.
So when is this COPE report going to be discussed in Parliament, MP?
I think
anytime soon, first week of Jan?
Not the first week of Jan, first 3 months of next year.
First 3 months of next year?
Yeah, right. First 3 months of next year, for sure. Because it was,
few weeks before the budget.
Before the budget it was presented. I think 1 week before the budget.
Yeah.
So the whole of 10th of November to the 10th of December was the budget debate. And so when we are starting off in January, I think the first debate will be on the constitutional reforms. So this will be debated without a doubt, and that when it comes to Hambantota port, it was a strategic move. I believe that there was no other buyer other than them, because they were interested in quite a lot of investment in Hambantota when it comes to so many acres of land for which we are hoping to sign in the first week of January, close to $8 billion worth of foreign investment.
But MP, when it came to the United National Party government before this, the United National Party, when you all were back there, then you all had the Regaining Sri Lanka project.
Right.
In that, the port was mentioned.
Yes.
In that, the Mattala airport was mentioned. In that, the highways were mentioned. All these were ideas
No,
put
we
forward.
didn't have a Mattala.
You all had an airport in the south.
We had an airport in the south.
But why now? Why do we have to sell this now? Can't you all initiate that same feasibility that you all used then? Is it because of the corruption that has taken place?
No, not only that. It is because we simply, in simple language, we can't afford the debt that we are in. And we have no income to sell, to pay those loans.
Right.
And whether we are going to take more loans to pay the loans that we have taken, we have to make that decision. I don't think the government is doing very happily, but we have no other choice. We are keeping a stake. The government is a stakeholder of it. It's not how the previous government was planning to sell the Colombo port city to the Chinese government, to China. At least we have a stakehold in the port. But I don't think that nobody can accuse that there were so many other buyers and we chose.
No, exactly. So there were no other buyers.
There was no other buyers. And we were speaking about this quite often. We were raising, and if there was anyone who was interested, we would have come. But on the other hand, it's strategically it's important that we give it to China simply because there's a special economic zone which is given to the Chinese government in Hambantota, especially in the southern, when it comes to southern development, especially in Hambantota district. So I think we should be happy that we can develop, and we have China as a partner for this whole thing.
You've made an interesting point, MP, and you spoke about the level of debt we are in. However, when it comes to fulfilling this debt, we sell off these infrastructure facilities that we have. But the MPs in Parliament seem to be enjoying their benefits. Their salary seems to be... When it comes to those matters, all of you all seem to be together. The Joint Opposition, the United National Party, the SLFP. What do you have to say about this?
No, I believe that not only parliamentarians, the standard of living of all should improve. And as a government, we initiated this not firstly looking at the parliamentarians. We first, last 1.5 years ago, when we won the presidential election and we put up interim budget, we raised 10,000 rupees for each public servant. That's where we started our strategy of improving standard of living. And I believe that all salaries should increase, including parliamentarians. And actually it's sad that people think that parliamentarians are having such a luxurious, fabulous life.
You're not?
I think I would have had a much luxurious, fabulous life if I wasn't in Parliament. Right? Because personally, I think I was getting a much higher salary when I was a senior investment advisor.
But no, this is not about the salary, MP. This is about all the other privileges that a parliamentarian have. What we are saying is that the parliamentarian should not have it. That's not what we are saying.
No, what are the other privileges?
You have a vehicle permit.
Absolutely, which all the other public servants are also getting.
Which the MPs have sold, which a number of MPs have sold.
My point is, all the other public servants are also selling.
Yeah.
It's a matter of, then we have to make it a non-transferable permit.
Right.
You can't, after you get a transferable permit and you say that you are selling the permit, or rather the vehicle, I think there's a point where if you say that you sell the permit, maybe if it's a transferable permit and you bring the vehicle down and you sell it,
there's a profit.
And sometimes the problem is that you can sell it and buy a vehicle that is suitable for you. For you.
Okay.
So I think I would be happy even to get a permit, or even if the government provides me a vehicle.
Right.
Now I'm a member of the parliament in the governing side. Right. I'm not holding any portfolio, so I don't have government vehicles at the moment. Even now, I'm using my private vehicle, and where I pump my own fuel with my own money. So either the government has to provide us a vehicle or give us a permit, because the amount of work we have to do, without a vehicle you can't do it. Without a vehicle you can't do it. It's simply impossible.
Let me take a small example. This pen is given to me by this company. I sell this pen, and then I wait for this company to once again give me a pen. If this pen is 1,000 rupees, I wait for a pen. That is the rent that I pay for this pen is more than 1,000 rupees. What do you think that will be?
No. I am not saying that how, what is the mechanism they should provide. I say that they should provide it in the best suited way.
I'll tell you why I'm asking this question. Now, when it comes to this permit matter, yes, all public level employees, state sector employees receive this permit. They can even sell it because it's okay to sell it, and that's their problem. But certain MPs, there is a document that we have received that certain MPs have sent from the government. It has been sent to the Secretary of the Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs that certain MPs need vehicles on hire purchase or for hire. But the amount for that vehicle is exorbitant. It's about 600,000 rupees or 500,000.
Yeah. So I have also heard about this, but unfortunately I'm unaware of it because we are being criticized, but we have not received any of these things.
Right.
We have not.
But your name is also here.
Yeah, but we have not received a vehicle.
Yeah.
Or given
consent to any of this. What do you think of this in the first place?
I think that we should be given vehicles.
Right.
Especially
this way?
Especially no. That's right. I'm not talking about a mechanism, how it should be or anything like that.
Yeah.
I think we need a vehicle. Without a vehicle, we can't. Especially when it comes to, I believe that not only us, we need a vehicle even in the office.
Right.
I believe that my office, I have given 2 double cabs. I can afford it.
Yeah.
So I have given it. But there are so many members of the parliament who can't afford it. And actually, I have been able to do such a lot of development simply because my staff is equipped. And I have given that opportunity at my cost. Right? So to make use of make maximum use, the facility should be given. When it comes to government, when I was in the opposition, I had only the decentralized money, where I can easily do it with my own staff. But when you are in government, so many things need to be addressed. So many things need to be, there should be quite a lot of strong relationships between ministries. So I have actually hired another couple of people who's there permanently, where I pay a salary on my own. So not only vehicle
to you, but to the office as well.
No, even if you do that, I'm sure we can do a lot more. There might be people who would give that to your wife or children to go to school or anything. I'm not saying things like that don't happen in this world, in this country, but majority would benefit to serve the public. So if there's a way, the 600 or 700,000, I am not 100% sure whether it's actually the case and whether it will happen, because so far we haven't got anything.
MP, now we have made the calculations as to how this will work out. If the vehicle is 500,000 rupees, 550,000 rupees, the cost for a kilometer would be around 260 rupees. That is unimaginable and that is unfair on the people.
I totally agree.
So, MP, now obviously a number of people on this list are going to come forward and say we don't need this, or this is too much, or something of that sort. But when it comes, so you are now saying that you are unaware of this. Your name is here in this list. Number 35.
I don't know.
Number 35 is your name.
No, I think it's all the government MPs who have not got a portfolio. So it's not only me.
No, not only you.
I mean,
number of.
It's not number MPs. Of. It's all the government.
Okay.
It's all the government MPs who are not holding portfolio. So we did ask for a vehicle, but we don't know the conditions and the mechanism we are getting it. But I think we are late.
If you are getting a vehicle that would run on 250 rupees a kilometer, is that right or wrong?
No, I don't. I think that we should get, like I said, I think we need a vehicle. We should get a vehicle, but that should be the least, where it is a burden to the public.
So least burden to the public.
Least burden to the public.
That is clear.
100%, no doubt in that. No doubt in that. Because I know myself whatever the salary that I'm getting, I might be spending about 3 or 4 times more to the electorate and to manage the staff. But that is, I'm happy to do that because I can afford it.
Yeah.
And but there are a lot of MPs who can't, and I think they should be looked after to serve the public. So I hope they will, because I think even it's been 1.5 years. They should provide. I know there are MPs even at this moment where they have rented vehicles because they don't have they can't afford.
So what you're basically saying is, if I summarize it and say it, you're saying, yes, you need to do work. For that you need to have the vehicles, the proper vehicles. But if it's this amount, if it's this exorbitant, if it's burdening the people, then that is not right.
Absolutely.
What you need is a vehicle that is given to you the correct way, free of burden to the people.
Least burden.
Least burden on the people.
Yes.
So you agree that there will always be a burden on the people when you provide benefits to MPs?
Yeah, not only, you can't say only to MPs. So even the salaries of every public servant is taken from the public and paid to the public servants. But why we do that is to serve the people.
Yeah.
So it's sad that they are only talking about politicians. Maybe at one point it was a very prestigious job where you are not interested in the salary and things like that. Unfortunately, in this current
who brought it down? Who brought it down, MP? Who made this a business?
The society made it, not a business. Society has unfortunately changed. The world has changed where you can't afford nowadays without a salary. That's how it is. Those days in the villages there were so many Sramadanas. Right?
Yeah.
Every week there was a Shramadana. There were a lot of people. But can you do it now? You can't, because people are, if they waste one day and not go to work, their livelihood is destroyed. So things have changed, and I believe that you have to provide for the sake of not MPs' families' sake. Where that will be used to help serve the public. But again, it's a very
quickly, MP, we are running short of time.
It's understandable where the society is frowning at. So I hope that this will be if this is happening, that it will change where it's
so the people can have hope.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much, MP Rajakaruna, for being here with us in the studios for the Newsline program. There is of course a very limited number of parliamentarians, politicians, especially from the ruling party, coming on our shows as of late. Before the election they were very happy to come, but now when we call them they don't answer their phones. But I'm very happy that you're here, being very candid and open about the problems that are surrounding the government and its ruling. Thank you very much for watching our program, The Newsline. We will be joining you tomorrow as well, same time, same place. Until then, take care.